How's it going, guys? I am Connor from Running Warehouse, and today we're going to be reviewing a shoe that I've been waiting to get my hands on. This is the new ASICS MetaSpeed Sky. Now, this is a shoe that we've seen on the feet of many pro athletes. I first saw it on Sarah Hall. She's been setting PRs, and ever since I first saw it, I knew I had to get on my feet. ASICS brought out the Meta Racer last year, a great carbon-plated shoe, but they've revamped their whole carbon plate line. We've got several different racers coming out in 2021, and the MetaSpeed Sky is going to be the highest cushion shoe of the bunch. A lot of great things to talk about the shoe. First on up, we got to go into the midsole. We've got full-length flytefoam turbo. Now, flytefoam turbo is their newest compound. It's the lightest and most responsive compound to date, and just getting this on foot, it's so soft, it's so responsive. ASICS truly has a super foam now with this shoe. It feels amazing when you get picking up the pace, especially under 5 minutes. The shoe just comes to life. It springs forward and it works perfectly with a carbon fiber plate. Now, ASICS has been experimenting with carbon fiber plates, and the plate in this shoe is full length. It's stiff, it's rigid, it gives it that efficient design, and it really feels amazing. Now, we also got to talk about the stack height on this shoe. It's nearing 40 millimeters. I got it at about 38, 39 in the heel with a 5 mil drop, so a max amount of protection, and it's going to be right up there with some of the other top plated shoes. But with that high stack height, I will note it doesn't necessarily feel as bulky or as much shoe as some of the other competition. When I took some turns, it felt very nimble, and for the amount of protection, I feel like it doesn't necessarily feel like a maxed out plated shoe. So feels very smooth. I also want to talk about the guide sole technology. We saw that in other shoes like the Meta Racer, the Evo Ride, and it's really what helps kind of bring this midsole package together. It creates a very smooth transition, and it just works effortlessly with that carbon fiber plate, with that foam, to just create a high level efficiency that's going to feel great for shorter distances all the way up to the marathon distance. Moving on down to the outsole, not a whole lot to talk about here. We've got ASICS grip. It starts in the forefoot and works on down into the heel. It's sticky, it's grippy, it feels good on the roads, especially when you're picking up the pace on the turns. Had all the traction I needed. We're also going to have some exposed foam in the heel just to help keep weight down. The shoe feels ultra light on foot. And from a durability standpoint, you know, this is going to be an elite racer, so I don't expect to get 350, 400 miles out of this shoe, but for race day, you save it for maybe some key workouts, I think durability is going to hold up just fine. Now, one other thing worth bringing up is going to be the net base on the shoe has been widened, specifically in that forefoot. It gets slimmed down a little bit in the heel, but that wider forefoot is just going to help create that inherently stable feel. And then paired with the higher sidewalls, this shoe does feel fairly stable for being a very sleek racing flat. Moving on to the upper, we've got an ultra light and ultra breathable mesh. It feels just effortless on foot. It's nice and snug in the midfoot, and then when you go into the toe box, this is where it gets a little bit interesting. They really opened it up, especially from the Meta Racer. There's plenty of room for your toes to display and expand, and I really feel like when your feet get swollen, especially later in those marathon races, it's gonna offer plenty of room and feel just ultra comfortable on foot. In the heel, you've got just a little bit of stiffness. There's a slight counter, but again, this shoe is built to be as light as possible, so there's really not too much in this upper. It's built to get you through to the end of the race and not much more. Overall, the ASICS MetaSpeed Sky is going to be the ASICS racing shoe of 2021. It has a high level of cushioning. It's highly efficient. It's going to be right up there with the top competition. I'm seeing this with that 40 millimeter stack height being comparable to the Alphafly, the Adios Pro 2. I will say it felt a little bit more nimble, so that was a plus, but I think the real question is, what am I going to use it for? I think mainly I'm going to save this for peak performance on race day, specifically the marathon. With the amount of protection you have on this shoe, it's built to go long, it's built to go far, and it's highly efficient. I might bring it out on some key workouts, but if I'm gonna look for a carbon plated shoe from ASICS specifically to pound out those workouts, probably gonna go with another option that just released, the ASICS Magic Speed, but the ASICS MetaSpeed Sky is gonna be built specifically for your fastest days. Now, if you're looking to get this shoe on your feet, it's available now here at Running Warehouse.